Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to be back, especially during holiday season. So for today, I want to create some really yummy holiday treats. And since it's the first time I'm doing these this year, I thought I'd bring you along with me. We'll learn together how easy or not it is. I'm going to link down below all of the recipes we're going to use today. So on our game plan, we are going to do some no-bake Reese's fudge. I'm gonna be using the actual Reese's peanut butter cups in this. I'm gonna do some turtles. We're gonna try to do the traditional turtles that actually look like a turtle. We'll see how that goes. But those are one of my favorites, so I'm really hoping they turn out. We're gonna do some really simple peanut butter snowballs. And I'm gonna try my hand at some toffee. I also love toffee, so I'm very excited about that. Now, I specifically chose treats and candies that should be super simple to make, nothing super complex. This is the first year that I'm going to be gifting out to my nieces and nephew some treats for the holiday. So I thought it'd be really fun to package them all in really cute gifts. Here on my channel, I like to do a lot of home cooking, DIYs, and gifting. So thanks for watching. Let's get started. Okay, so I decided we're gonna go ahead and start with the Reese's Fudge because that one seems pretty easy to do. I have here just a few of these Reese's full-size peanut butter cups, and I'm gonna open all of these so that I can chop them up into small pieces. Now, for this recipe, you can add the Reese's throughout your fudge, but today I'm just gonna do it so that there's small pieces crumbled on the top of this fudge. And then for the actual chocolate piece of the fudge, you can use good chocolate, you know, like Hershey's bars or, you know, the more expensive chocolate. But to keep it simple today, I'm just gonna use chocolate chips. So this is just a big bag of the Toll House chocolate chips that I bought at Costco because I'm going to use it in several different things this holiday season. And I went ahead and I poured a regular bag's worth of chocolate chips in this glass Pyrex for when we throw it in the microwave to reheat. So a regular bag is around, I think, 11 or 12 ounces. So I just weighed that out and placed it into my dish. And the reason I chose to do a Reese's variation on fudge is because, well, one, we have a lot of Reese's left over from the Halloween candy that we purchased. So it's a great option to use leftover candy that's still good. And these Reese's cups happen to be one of my husband's favorite chocolates. He can make Reese's disappear very quickly in this house. All right, now all I did was take my cups and then chopped them up into smaller pieces for the top. Now, for our glass of chocolate chips, we're gonna go ahead and take a condensed milk can. This is Eagle brand, you could probably use any brand. I already went ahead and rinsed these off really quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and add this whole can into my chocolate chips and stir it up. And then we're gonna go ahead and place this in the microwave for about a minute on high heat and then give it a stir. Do again for another 30 seconds. Basically, we're gonna keep it going in intervals so that we can stir and the chocolate doesn't burn until this is fully melted and pourable into our pan. All right, so let's get this in the microwave. All right, we are out of the microwave and it pretty much melted in about a minute's time. So this looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into my parchment paper lined baking sheet. Now this recipe is for like an 8x8 baking sheet size, but I'm doubling this today. So I do want to fill this up. So I'll go ahead and add my second batch of chocolate chips and condensed milk in here. Okay, now that I have my fudge kind of smeared out on my pan here, It takes a long time for fudge to set, so I didn't really have to rush to get my toppings on. I chopped up a few more of my Reese's cups, and now I'm just going to sprinkle them over the top of my fudge. I want to make sure that every sort of part of this fudge gets a good amount of Reese's, and that's because I'm going to be chopping these up into obviously smaller squares later and divvying them out between my little Christmas packages. I'm just gonna take them and then press them down just slightly. So I'm gonna go ahead and add them to the refrigerator for at least 3 hours before I can cut these up. Obviously, you can switch up the toppings to whatever you want. My family just happens to love Reese's, so that's what we're using. But I imagine really any other really chocolate candy or chocolate bars would work well in this. So this is what the finished fudge looks like. So I'm gonna pop it in the fridge. All right, here's my Reese's fudge all set from the fridge. You can see I just started cutting it. I cut lines this way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut across to make squares. Now usually you do fudge in like maybe small 1-inch squares, but these I'm gonna do a pretty good size because I'm only gonna do maybe 1 or 2 per box. Let me lift and show you one of these pieces. This is nice and thick. You can see the big chunks of Reese's on top. It's a nice set consistency. Really yummy. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and work on our turtles. So I just have this bag of Kraft caramels. Again, this is another microwave one. For this recipe, we're gonna use the whole bag, and because they're individually wrapped, I'm gonna go ahead and take the time to unwrap each of these, put them in my glass Pyrex again for the microwave. Now they also do have the caramel bits bag where you don't have to unwrap, but I've heard that these Kraft caramel squares, they last a little bit longer in the melting stage before you have to reheat to remelt them. So that gives you more time to pour them over your pecans to make the turtles over the caramel bits. So I also do have caramel bits, but I'm going to use these today to kind of put that to the test, see how well it works, get these all unwrapped, and I'm going to try to do the traditional turtle shape with my pecan halves. I bought this bag of the pecan halves from Costco, and I want to try and do the shape today just because I love it. It's my most favorite, one of my most favorite chocolate candies for the holidays. Plus, if it turns out to be too much of a pain or too tedious, you can go ahead and just chop up the pecans and add them into little piles on your parchment paper and pour the caramel over them anyway. So we'll see how that goes. We'll give these a try first. Okay, I took a couple minutes and unwrapped all of my caramels. Here they are in my Pyrex glass. Now I have some heavy whipping cream, and I'm just gonna add about 2 tablespoons in here. I'll give that just a little bit of stir. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the microwave for about 1 minute, stir it up, another 30 seconds, and just keep checking it and stirring it until it is completely melted. And while our caramel's melting, I can go ahead and take our pecan halves and start shaping them on our tray. And I'm just gonna spread them out and do little X's like that. Super simple. And I'll keep them not too close together so that in case my chocolate spreads a bit, we'll have some extra room there. Just like that. All right, you can see my caramel here is much more melted. There's still a couple chunks in there, but I'm just gonna let the residual heat take care of those and stir it a bit till it's completely melted there. Okay, so I have mine set up, and I do want the corners to be touching so that the caramel holds them together. And I'm just gonna try and put a little dollop in the middle and make sure that all the pecans are sticking together by the caramel dollop, just like that. And there will be some runoff there, that's totally okay. Kind of creates that foundation for the turtle shell. If the pecans move around a little bit, you can just set them back like that. These are not gonna harden up. All right, these look good. Here are my semi-done turtles. I'm gonna go ahead and stick them in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to get the caramel to harden up before you put the chocolate on. You could leave them on your countertop, but I'm gonna toss them in the fridge just to get them done a little quicker. Okay, so my turtles have firmed up nicely in the fridge. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bag of chocolate chips, which is about 12 ounces worth, and I'm going to melt these in the microwave. Again, we'll do it in a minute or 30-second intervals and come back for our turtles. All right, so I got this melted down in about 2 minutes worth of intervals. So now it's nice and smooth. So super simple. We're just gonna take our chocolate and add the little turtle shells. So maybe like a dollop for each. Kind of smooth it out a little bit just to get that nice round shape. Just so easy to make yourself. So after we get all of these turtle shells on, chocolate shells, we're gonna go ahead and let these cool again. I'll pop them back in the fridge just until the chocolate hardens, and then they are ready to be packaged. Super simple. They are looking great. Okay, now we're gonna get started on our peanut butter snowballs. So first, I just wanna get our peanut butter mixture going. This is what we're gonna use to form up our balls. So I'm gonna add 2 cups of powdered sugar in here. And I'm gonna do about 1 cup of peanut butter. And I'm using creamy peanut butter for this. This is just some Jif. You could probably use crunchy too, but I wanted these balls to have a really smooth texture to them. Add about half of my Jif peanut butter. That should be about a cup. I'm also gonna do 6 tablespoons of butter. You need this butter to be softened, so leave it out at room temp, or I just threw mine in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Now we're gonna go ahead and mix this up with our hand mixer, just until it's nice and creamy. Okay, we got our peanut butter mixture combined. It looks like that. I did snag a little taste. It tastes really good, by the way. So I'm just gonna take my scooper, and this right here is 1 tablespoon, so I'm just going to do a double scoop for each of these. Or you can make them smaller. Maybe I'll do a mixture, we'll see. And all you're gonna do is use these to keep them kind of uniform in measure. All right, so I went ahead and scooped a bunch of these out. So I'm deciding to keep them at 1 tablespoon for these snowballs. That way I'll have a lot more of them since I'll be divvying them up into different packages. And now I'm just rolling them up in the palm of my hands to keep them in a nice ball shape. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and throw them in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes so that they have enough time to harden up before we add our white chocolate coating to get our cute little snowball effect. All right, so our peanut butter balls are nice and firmed up. They've been in the fridge for about 40 minutes now or so. So for the snowball part, we're gonna do a white coating on here. And I just have this bag of almond bark. The white one is vanilla flavored. This is a 24-ounce package, and I only need about 12 ounces, I think, for these balls. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it in half, and then just chop up pieces to put back into my microwave safe dish. And we'll melt these in the microwave. Same kind of process as the chocolate we've been doing. We'll do intervals, maybe 30-40 seconds or so, and then stir it till it is completely melted so we can get our balls covered. All right, so I got this melted down. Took about 3 45-second intervals. Now it's nice and smooth. Now we're just gonna go ahead and dip our balls in the chocolate. I'm gonna first try it with just a skewer. See if that's easiest. I'm gonna swirl it around. Get it nice and coated. And then plop it back onto my parchment. And I'll try the next one with a fork here, see how that goes. Because I don't have that fancy dipper tool. And just drag off the excess, pop that down, and kind of cover up the little top with extra chocolate there. I think the fork method's not so bad. We'll go with that. Drag off our excess, pop that down. Just like that. And then once I get all of these coated, we're gonna move them back to the refrigerator to get the outside nice and hardened before packaging. But before that, I am gonna add sprinkles on here for the kids, get a little more festiveness. And they look like that. All right, so I'm gonna get the rest of these dipped and dropped and then head them back over to the fridge. And I already know these are gonna taste delicious because I tasted the peanut butter earlier, so good. All right, here are my peanut butter snowballs, all nice and set from the fridge. And I went ahead and cut one in half to give you a look. The inside. These are so good. I think this is for sure one of my favorites that I would need to do every year. So good. All right, we are back today. I didn't have time to do my toffee yesterday, so today it is our very last one and we are gonna finish it. Now this one is the most difficult one, and when I mean difficult, I just mean that we gotta use a stove today instead of the microwave. So I'm gonna start off in my pot and add one cup of salted butter. So these little sticks are half cups, so I'm gonna add 2 of these. I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of cold water. And I'm gonna add 1 cup of light brown sugar. And I'm just gonna pack this down. This is a half cup, so 1 whole cup goes in here. And we're gonna move this over to the stove and get it to boiling. I'm gonna place my stove on about medium heat and I'll watch it a bit and we'll try and get to a boil here. Now that we've reached our boil, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down to a lower heat, about medium low. And I'm gonna add in my thermometer, clip that on, and we're gonna wait till this reaches 300 degrees, which is gonna be our hard crack stage. And that's gonna take maybe about 20 minutes or so. And we'll just keep swirling it every so often or give it a little stir just to make sure it's cooking evenly. All right, we are at just about 300, so I'm gonna shut off the heat, bring it over to my parchment lined pan, pour this down, and just kind of smooth it out with my spatula here, trying to get some of these bubbles out. And now I have about a cup of chocolate chips. I'm just gonna pour that over. And I'm gonna cover this with foil for about 5 minutes, just to get the chocolate chips to melt a bit. Smear the chocolate now that's melted. Alright, here is my toffee, nice and set from the fridge. So I'm just gonna go in with clean hands and start breaking it up. You can see it's a really nice color at the bottom, very hard. And comes off very easily from the parchment. All right, it's ready to pack up. Just keep breaking this up. All right, now that our candy is all done, let's talk about packaging these up. So last year, I was able to land at the Walmart after Christmas clearance sales a couple of these gift boxes, and I think they're the perfect size for this. This one, these are 2-piece gift boxes. So this one says Happy Holidays, and then there's another one inside. That's a really pretty white and gold pattern. You can see here, regular price for this 2 set of boxes was $5. I did get a couple when they hit 75% off at Walmart last year, and then I got even more once I saw that they were still there during the 90% off. So per box, these are very, very inexpensive. Plus, they had so many of these left on the shelf once the 90% hit that I knew I wanted to snag a couple of these. Now, inside of each box, I'm going to add a little bit of filler underneath my chocolates, my candies. So I just have, this is Easter grass. You can see each one of these bags. This one regular price was 50 cents, and this one was $1.75. Those were the prices during Easter, and I did score a bunch of this Easter filler grass bags. Walmart after Easter once it hit 90% clearance. So I paid pennies for all of these bags of filler because I knew that I would be able to use them for the whole next year. And then for my actual candies, I'm gonna go ahead and put them just in these little cellophane bags. You can get this at Dollar Tree or a dollar store. You get a bunch of them. This is a 20 pack. So let's get packing. All right, now with very clean hands, I'm going to fill each of my bags with a few of each chocolate. Place it in my box. That's my fudge in there. Turtles in. All right, everyone, that is it for these super simple DIY holiday treats. They came out delicious. My most favorite are the turtles, but that's because they have been my whole life. But also these peanut butter balls are so, so good. Please try them if you haven't before. I love when I can pull together very simple holiday gifts, especially ones that I can do on a budget, but still make a big impact. Let me know down in the comments if you like this one, if you want to see more of my DIY videos, home cooking videos, or clearance deal shopping. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of those videos when they come out. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.